Our three distinct departments, namely the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, the Department of Food Production, and the Department of Geography, the faculty offers a range of academic programs where you can begin from certificate level and progress straight through to doctoral degrees in agricultural economics, agricultural extension, human nutrition and dietetics, crop science, livestock science, soil science, geography, and environmental science.
Thank you so very much, host. I think we are at a position where we can move forward. I want to thank all of you, firstly, for joining us, and secondly, for your patience in allowing for us to wait a few moments before we start our program. I wish to acknowledge certainly persons from graduate studies. I see we have Ms. Barb with us, so I wish to acknowledge her presence and thank her for being part of our virtual postgraduate open day. I know we are also supposed to have with us persons from the bursary as well as from student services, and I wish to acknowledge their presence if they are here, and I apologize for not being able to recognize. I want to also extend my thanks to members of the faculty for being present here, such as we could have a very inclusive engagement with potential students. Without any further ado, just some virtual etiquette before we get into the program. Do note for all participants, there is a question and answer session coming on later on in the program, but you are free as the presentations are being made to send your questions in the chat, and we will ensure that we can attend to all of your questions once we have gotten to that Q&A session, where we will have a panel of our faculty personnel to attend to each and every question. So let me move right on and ask our Dean, Professor Wayne Gampard, to give some welcome remarks. Dean, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Eudoxie, Chair. So I acknowledge you and all the speakers who will be here this afternoon, but in a special way, I want to thank people who are representing from other departments outside the faculty, graduate studies and research, Ms. Barb, people from the bursary, people from student support services. I want to thank in a special way Dr. Wendy Ann Isaac, the Deputy for Graduate Studies and Research, who is thought it wise enough to set up this special session for prospective graduate students in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. And thank the heads of department for the support for this initiative. And I thank all of you all for graciously attending this evening to hear about the faculty and the programs we offer. We're very appreciative and heartened by your presence. Now, we at the faculty know very well the value and importance of building technical capacity in agriculture and food in the region. However, we don't think that that has translated to the wider region. That there isn't that zeal in the region to engage capacity building in food and agriculture among the young people. And there's many reasons for that. We know them. Time, finances, support, and a host of other reasons. So this seminar today is really to provide information on all the programs that we offer here at the faculty, as well as the registration process, and also to answer all the questions you may have about engaging a higher degree in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. Over the years, we have come to make this each year easier. So if you thought, and people would have told you that it's hard to do, it's easier in these times. I want to say that in this COVID-19 crisis, the FFA has been teaching its graduate programs remotely, or in remote mode, as you may call it. That means you can stay where you are and do any one of our programs. do it at your own time, do it at the time it's delivered, or it's recorded. You can do it later at your own convenience. So therefore, issues such as I don't have time to do a program is no longer really relevant or shouldn't be such an issue. I can't afford to come to Trinidad to pursue a program. Again, we have sideswiped that issue. It's being done remotely. I think remote teaching of these programs will continue certainly into the next semester 1 and probably into semester 2, a whole year from now, given the times we live in. And that means, if you think about it, you can complete a postgraduate diploma in that time, staying at home, complete a full postgraduate diploma, and even up to 75% of a master's program. Isn't that a wonderful thing? We think that we want to offer you that. Moreover, I think that by September, I believe strongly that by September 2021, all our graduate programs would be approved to offer in the blended mode, meaning that classes will be online, all our classes will be online, and your practicals, your research can be done in country. Trinidad, you can come to St. Augustine. In other places, we could arrange for appropriate in-country supervision. So there's no real reason for you not to engage a graduate program now. You may have heard the Chinese word for crisis, such as we are in now. It's translated to mean an incipient moment, time for a change, and to take advantage of opportunity. Chinese are wise people. Let this crisis be a time for your change. Albert Einstein said, in every crisis, there's a great opportunity. In the next few moments, the Faculty of Food and Agriculture is pleased to present to you a mix of wonderful opportunities, just waiting for you to engage one of them, to build yourself and to build a region technically in food and agriculture. I encourage you to participate and to put your questions in the chat or to ask them at the end. We are very willing to answer all your questions. I thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dean Ganpat, for your always inspiring words. And I note the essence of leveraging opportunity in crisis and the fact that the FFA has moved to ensure that we have flexibility in the scope and nature of the postgraduate programs that are available. And I'm sure our participants are eagerly awaiting to get more feedback on the nature of those particular programs. Just before I move on to our feature presentation, postgraduate experience in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, I just wish to apologize and recognize here with us the Senior Assistant Registrar for Graduate Studies and Research, Ms. Deborah Charles-Mike. So we do appreciate your presence here as well. So as we move forward, we now have a video presentation, a feature, the postgraduate experience in the FFA. So I ask you to do what you're already doing, sit back and enjoy the presentation.
Why study at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture? A long-standing reputation since the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture, 1921. 100 years of excellence. A wide range of programs and facilities. Large working farms, the University Field Station, and the Agricultural Innovation Park. The great outdoors. And even greater indoors. an ideal blend of theory and practical learning. Putting science into practice. A close community that will welcome you inside. Making lifelong friends and lasting experiences .
Wonderful. I hope that was convincing enough for all of you to recognize the FFA, its strong history, its clear vision, and certainly its transition over its centenarian. And we're happy to let you all know that this year is one of a special year for the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, being a centenary year that agriculture has been at the St. Augustine campus. So certainly it is a very opportune time for all of you to consider moving forward with your graduate work and moving forward with your careers and professional development and contributing to obviously the trends towards food and nutrition security. Without further ado, we will now move on to getting a better understanding of the application procedures for graduate studies, and we do have another video presentation done again by us, courtesy of graduate studies and research. So we will ask for that video to be played.
Faculty of Food and Agriculture, Professor Wayne Gampat, Deputy Dean, Graduate Studies and Research, Dr. Wendy and Isaac, and all attendees joining us live on the various platforms. I am Chanel Bab, Student Administration Assistant, Office of Graduate Studies and Research. Today, I will be discussing the postgraduate application process. Let's jump right into it. First, I would like to speak a little about the differences between full-time and part-time study. Some programs are offered full-time only, some are offered part-time only, and some are offered both full-time and part-time. The difference is a full-time course load basically carries more credits than a part-time course load. It does not have anything to do with whether the program is offered during the day or on evenings. Postgraduate programs, however, tend to be offered on evenings to accommodate persons who are working. Non-nationals must apply for full-time study. However, if you have a CSME certificate, you can apply for us as a part-time student as a non-national. In terms of qualifications for admission, in general, once you are a graduate of the University of the West Indies or are in possession of a degree from an approved university, or you are holding other suitable qualifications or experience as approved by the Board for Graduate Studies and Research, you are eligible to apply for entry as to a graduate program. The minimum entry requirements specific to graduate diplomas and taught master's degrees is a minimum GPA of 2.5 or a lower second class honors degree or its equivalent. For MPhil degrees, the minimum requirement is a GPA of 3.0 or an upper second class honors degree or its equivalent. If you do not possess a minimum GPA of 3.0, you may also gain entry if you possess a master's degree. For PhD degrees, you must have in possession a master's degree which was awarded either primarily for research or it must have included a research component. You can also gain entry to a PhD degree through an upgrade in your registration from an MPhil program. You may visit our postgraduate admissions page by logging on to the UWI St. Augustine website, navigating to the admissions link located to the top of the screen and clicking the Graduate Studies link. This is a picture of our actual Graduate Studies webpage. Here, you can view deadline dates, financial information, and click the link How to Apply to complete an online application. This is a view of the How to Apply page. Once you visit this page, it should be noted that you can only apply for one postgraduate program. If more than one application is received from you, you will be contacted and asked to indicate your program of preference, and only that application will be processed. You should also view a list of documents required and pay the relevant application processing fee before completing the online application. The application processing fee is TT $90 for Trinidad and Tobago nationals and US $30 for all other applicants. Once you have gotten your required documents and you have paid your application processing fee, you can click to begin the online application. The first step is creating a login ID and a PIN. The login ID can be alphanumeric, meaning that it can be John, for example, John 2, and the PIN must be 6 numbers. Remember to write down your login ID and PIN as this information is needed to track your application. The next step will be to select your application type. This can either be new graduate full-time or new graduate part-time. This is important to note since a part-time only program will not appear if you select the full-time option and vice versa. You will then be directed to enter your application details. Once all the sections are completed, you will see a red tick and you can then proceed to click the Application is Complete tab. Once you click this tab, your confirmation receipt will appear with all the details you have entered for your application. To the bottom of this page, you will see a tab to submit your supporting documents. Once you have clicked this option, this page will appear where you can download your confirmation receipts in PDF format. Here, you will also be able to upload your supporting documents via e-courier using the Upload Documents link. Before beginning the upload process, please ensure to save your required documents under their appropriate names in PDF format. For example, the confirmation receipt should be saved under the name Confirmation Receipt and not as a number or an ambiguous name that sometimes comes up during the scanning process. Please also ensure that the description line is in the appropriate format before finalizing the process. The description line is a line that looks similar to the subject line in an email, and it should be in the format student ID if you're a past UWI student, web ID if you're not a past UWI student, name and program of intent. An example of this is placed on the screen. Reference reports must be forwarded directly to pgonline@sta.uwi.edu. Outstanding documents must be forwarded to pgonline@sta.uwi.edu. However, outstanding documents can also be uploaded via the e-courier Upload Documents link. Once you have uploaded your documents, you can track your applications using the Track Application link on our website. You can also chat with us live from Mondays to Fridays between the hours of 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Once a decision is made on your application, you will be advised via email. If you are accepted, you may be offered a place as a qualifying candidate, where you will be required to complete a year of qualifying courses before you can be offered a firm acceptance. You may also be given a provisional offer. if you have not yet been awarded a previous degree. Full acceptance means that there are no conditions preventing you from registering once the semester commences. If you have been given an offer and you wish to start the program at a later date, you may request a deferral of the registration. This must be done as soon as possible. If your application is unsuccessful, you may seek to have it considered for another program. This is normally done before July 31st. I would now like to remind you of our closing dates for postgraduate applications for the 2021-2022 academic year, which is July the 31st, 2021. Exceptions are for the MPhil and PhD degrees, where applications are accepted year-round. This brings me to an end of my presentation. Thank you for attending. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to receiving your applications.
Wonderful. I hope this particular presentation was able to ensure that you are now in a position to understand the application process for graduate programs. But I know that there might still be questions that are left unanswered, and as mentioned earlier, we do have representatives from the Office of Graduate Studies, so they are there in support of any interested participants or any potential students. So we are asking again that you please use the chat if you do have any questions that you may wish to ask pertaining to the application procedure for graduate studies at the UWI St. Augustine campus. Without further ado, we're going to move on. We have a presentation by the Deputy Dean, Postgraduate Studies in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Wendy and Isaac, who is going to present on the various options, the postgraduate programs available in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. So again, I ask for your attention as we have this presentation played.
Good day, everyone. I am Wendy and Isaac, and I am the Deputy Dean of Graduate Studies and Research at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. This afternoon, it is my pleasure to outline to you some of the postgraduate programs in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. But before I do, I just want to talk about, first of all, our vision, which is to be an excellent global university rooted in the Caribbean, and also our vision, mission statement, which is to advance agricultural, geographical, food, and nutritional and family sciences education, and create knowledge through excellence in teaching, research, innovation, public service, intellectual leadership, and outreach in order to support the development of the Caribbean region. The global population is projected to increase dramatically from 7.7 to about 9 billion in the next 30 years. And this will cause an unprecedented demand for food. And of course, an increased pressure on the land. This global crisis highlights the urgent need for us to train thinkers and development workers to work towards building a more resilient food system, as food security and the need to develop sustainable agriculture will become dominant issues affecting the whole world. Now, this has become further complicated by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which has been impacting our food supply chains and exposing our fragility of our food systems. So it is now time for us to build something more resilient. In most of our programs at the FFA, we look at ways at building more resilience in our food systems. And as such, our programs all aim to provide a cadre of students with the knowledge and skills relating to a wide gamut of multidisciplinary themes. And these include food production, supply chain, food security, landscapes and biodiversity, consumer behavior, human diet and health, agricultural policy, precision farming, farm management, and entrepreneurial and diversification. Entrepreneurship, in fact, and diversification. The Faculty of Food and Agriculture offers postgraduate programs at the taught diploma, right? Postgraduate diplomas. We also have Masters of Science and research-based MPhil and PhD level programs, right? Of course, they all have slightly different expectations, and they all, of course, require originality, but the PhD require a little more significance. So your journey begins here with us at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. In our Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, we have at least 2 major masters being offered. And these include the MSc of Agricultural Economics, and then we also have the MSc of Marketing and Agribusiness. Both 2-year blended type programs at the full-time level, that is. And if you decide to do it part-time, you can do it for up to 4 years, both programs. The MSc in Agricultural Economics, it has 3 courses or 3 core areas of specialization. These include trade policy and competitiveness, marketing and agribusiness management, and environmental and natural resource economics. Now, if you're interested in working as a professional scientist in an agricultural field, would you find it fulfilling to manage your own agricultural business? Now, while it is true that training in agricultural economics and business will include classes related to agricultural science, there is a lot more to it than just that, right? Our graduates in these programs, they work at a number of renowned places throughout the Caribbean, including CADI, CDB, FAO, AICA. Some of our graduates have moved on to be to work at the CARICOM Secretariat. Some have moved on to work as professors and both in the United States and Canada, and international consultants. So that the agricultural economics degrees will qualify you to become potential persons in agricultural planners, for example, agricultural economists, development bankers, marketing specialists, rural development specialists, environmental specialists, consultants, and even university lecturers. At Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, and even for our entire faculty, we use a more global approach to our programs, right? And here I will put in a plug for the Student Exchange and Study Abroad Office of Institutional Advancement and Internationalization. Now, the St. Augustine campus has a wide range of partner agreements managed through the International Office, and that facilitates exchanges by UE students as well as students from our international partners to spend time at each other's campuses. We have this ongoing program where we have our students, they will visit the university, State University in Fresno. Just up to last year, just before the lockdown, we have had our students visiting that university and having an excellent opportunity to view agriculture and to go to a number of state fairs, right? Now we also have MOUs with universities in China. We have quite a number of different programs where we develop young professionals through also our Caribbean Agricultural Economics Society. Next, we have, in our more research-oriented degrees, we have an MPhil and a PhD in human ecology. Now, this degree is aimed at producing individuals who can function at leadership and policy-making levels in various areas of specialization. And these will include nutritional sciences, family and consumer sciences, and food service management. Now, while the agricultural extension degrees, we have the MPhil and the PhD in agricultural extension, they qualify graduates for potential employment as extension program planners, communication specialists, rural sociologists, rural development specialists, university lecturers, consultants, nutrition extension experts or specialists, and even youth counselors. At the Department of Food Production, we offer 4 major Master of Science programs, and these include a postgraduate diploma and an MSc in agriculture, food safety, and quality assurance. This is offered both online and blended. When I say blended, it means a limited face-to-face, but it's mostly online. We have a 12 to 15 month full-time program, and we have, if you do it part-time, you will take anywhere between 24 to 30 months, right? We also have, so this is a diverse and dynamic graduate program. And what happens is that we also have, we'll talk about it a little later, because we also have a MPhil and a PhD in food safety. We have the postgraduate diploma and an MSc in tropical crop protection, and this is offered at if you decide to do the postgraduate diploma, it is 10 months full-time and 20 months part-time. And if you do the full MSc program, it's 12 months full-time and 24 months part-time. We also have an animal science master's, animal science and production master's, which can be completed in 2 years, 4 years part-time. And then we have a value addition for food, nutrition, and security. All right, that is a 2-year program as well, full-time, and 4 years part-time. Now, our food safety and quality assurance programs, they adopt a holistic approach to agri-food safety and quality through food chain from farm or sea to the plate. The courses relate to food safety and quality assurance in primary agriculture production, animal husbandry, seafood harvesting and processing, post-harvest, food processing, marketing of products, export trade, and the list goes on. And the programs target graduates who are farm managers, food processors, food service managers, nutritionists, and policymakers, importers, and exporters who may want to upgrade their skills. And we also have a diploma and an MSc, MPhil, and a PhD offering in tropical crop protection. And we offer here in these programs advanced training in tropical crop protection, which emphasizes on the control of pests and weeds, and the management of tropical diseases of plants. And special emphasis is given to biological control of tropical pests, diseases, and pathogens. We also have the MPhil and PhD in crop science. This program focuses on increasing productivity, quality, and profitability of crop production systems. Agronomic and horticultural experimentations are key components of these crop programs. And additional areas covered include crop genetic improvement, post-harvest physiology, and tropical commodity utilization. We also have the MPhil and PhD in soil science, and this program focuses on the management of soil plant systems in relation to enhancing nutrition availability, with emphasis on nitrogen and phosphorus, soil organic matter dynamics, and its role in soil fertility maintenance. And we have also students do research on performance and management of cricket pitches, enhancing productivity and efficiency in key agricultural and regional agro industries. Next, we have the MPhil and PhD in tropical earth science. This program is aimed to train students for careers in research and teaching in tropical earth and environmental science, and graduates could expect to take up a position as a research technician or apply their skills in consultancy. We then have, I spoke about the MSc in Animal Science and Production, but you will see that we have very much supportive staff who will go on the field with our students and collect data and show them exactly what is required of them. We have the MPhil and PhD in livestock science, and students admitted to pursue research degrees in livestock science have the opportunity to choose from a wide range of research activities in tropical livestock science and production. And the current department research involves research in ruminant production and improvement, poultry production, rabbit production, and captive production of neotropical animals such as the agouti, deer, lap, and the peccary. I want to make a plug in here for a new program that we have coming up. This is an exciting and unique program which is to be delivered collaboratively among 3 campuses of KFL, Mona, and the St. Augustine campus. It will be housed here at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, namely the Department of Food Production. It offers world-class expertise in diverse aspects of food security. So the MSc of Food Security, you can look forward to that. It will target mid-level professionals in public and private sectors working in agri-industry at research institutes and so on. So some of the research that we hope to get done here is all surrounded climate. Well, actually, one of the things that you can look forward to in this program is the study experience course, right? In this course, you have the opportunity to gain practical experience in activities related to the food sector, exploring climate smart agriculture and other disaster risk management technologies in agriculture. Next, we have the Department of Geography. Now, the Department of Geography, they do not have any master's MSc programs, but they have an MPhil in Geography, which can be completed in about 2 to 4 years. And they also have a PhD in Geography, anywhere between 3 to 7 years. And of course, the requirements are listed below. Now, the Department of Geography offers these programs, and they provide high quality research and training in multidisciplinary geographical research methods, all geared towards facilitating candidates to conduct research in areas of regional importance and international significance, and to produce graduates capable of developing and leading their own research projects. Now, although they have a fairly small staff, they engage in very impactful, relevant, and dynamic research investigating regional problems of geographical nature to the benefit of the region. Some of the impactful work they have been doing include work on society turtles and environmental change in Trinidad. They have this project, it examines interrelationships between terrestrial, fluvial, and coastal systems, which affect the beach habitat and endangered leatherback turtle. They have also done some pioneering work in terrestrial flood risk and climate change in the Caroni River basin. And they have also looked at flood risk in various areas, and caves. They have done work in caves as well. Right now, one of the things you can look forward to when you join us, we usually have a research day. Our last research day was held in 2019, and it is an event which is really meant to help students and trainees enhance their awareness of ongoing research and opportunities, and to allow students and trainees an opportunity to assess critically the features of a good research project. I think it's important for you all to know some of our staff. This is our dean, he spoke earlier. We have Dr. Ferrick, our head of department for geography. Dr. Mark Bodivera is our head of department for food production. We also have head of department for the agricultural economics and extension, Dr. Sharon Hutchinson. And here meet some of our friendly and welcoming staff, program coordinators. We have Professor Durasami Saravanakuma, who is the coordinator for the MPhil, MSc, MPhil, and PhD programs in tropical crop protection, the Department of Food Production. We also have the head of department, who is also coordinating the MPhil and PhD programs in geography. Then we have Professor Neela Badri, who is assisted by Dr. Masha Singh, and they coordinate together the postgraduate diploma, MSc, and MPhils and PhDs in food safety and quality assurance, and they would belong to the Department of Food Production. And in the Department of Agriculture, Economics and Extension, we have Dr. Govind C. Prasad, who is the coordinator of the Agricultural Economics programs. And backed by the Department of Food Production, we also have Dr. Afia Jan, who is the coordinator for the MSc in Value Addition for Food and Nutrition Security. So there is a place for you at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture.
Wendy,
Your department will not only be confined to academics, there are a number of different clubs and several other activities you could engage in when you come to our faculty. Despite us being in lockdown, we have a number of different things and opportunities for you. All right, so we want to take this opportunity for you to welcome you, to get enrolled in our programs, any one of the exciting programs that I have just outlined for you, and we are looking forward to seeing you in September 2021.
Thank you so very much for that presentation, Deputy Dean Isaac George. And I'm sure our participants, our potential students have many questions pertaining to the rich amount of information that was shared. So I continue to ask that you all do place your questions in the chat, and you would recognize me for some questions already there. Our colleagues from our other administrative departments are already providing some amount of feedback, but we will ensure that we try to articulate as much as possible within the time available to us. So without, again, further ado, we want to share with you all some voices of FFA graduate students as testimonials of the experiences that they have had being part of the FFA family. So I will once again ask for your patience for us to just play for you 3 very short videos of students within our programs and their experience. Thanks so very much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Nicholas Bujam, and I am currently pursuing an MPhil in Agricultural Economics at the University of the West Indies in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the reason I decided to pursue a postgraduate program at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture was as a result of a foresight and an evaluation into Trinidad and Tobago's agricultural sector. You see, being raised in a family where the main breadwinner was a farmer, I had the first-hand opportunity to analyze modes of production and assess its effectiveness. As such, I believe with the application of economics and innovation, agriculture can be one of the next mainstream generator of revenue for Trinidad and Tobago. If we all can recall, one of the 5 necessities of life is food. As such, food should be of major importance to anyone in Trinidad and Tobago. Joining the Faculty of Food and Agriculture has been an astounding experience. The lecturers and staff are impeccable. There are also many opportunities that may lead to international travel, which gives the learning process a whole different dimension. So if you are interested in joining a workforce that could change the future of Trinidad and Tobago, then the Faculty of Food and Agriculture is the place for you.
So we will continue on with the next video.
Hi, my name is Pascal Chukwebuka Okoye. I am from Nigeria. I recently completed a Master of Science in Tropical Crop Protection at the Department of Food Production, Faculty of Food and Agriculture, FFA, the University of the West Indies, Trinidad and Tobago. I decided to pursue a master's program at the faculty because of the experience of the researchers within the faculty. Because prior to coming to the university, I did a research personally to, find out more about the university, about the department, the faculty, and then the program of interest, the program I have interest in. And to my amazement, and it was awesome to discover that most of the researchers within the faculty are well grounded in their research and in the field. So during the program, I really enjoyed good lecturer-student relationship. This is because despite the COVID-19 pandemic that forced all class hours to be online, I didn't feel anything because I received the outstanding tutoring and mentorship I actually desired. This is not just my personal experience. All my colleagues actually confirmed what I'm saying. So, because the curriculum actually was structured in such a way that we had a lot of field trips, and I also had opportunity to intern in a lab, which is one of the course hours. And during the internship, I developed skills that helped me to complete my research project. And my research project actually won the best presentation in an international conference I recently attended. So presently, I hope to advance my research interest and then obtain a PhD degree and hopefully have a career in academia. So my time at FFA was an amazing one. I received outstanding mentorship from my supervisor and all the lecturers that taught me. The faculty members at FFA, they are very friendly, very helpful and patient with students in their teaching and guidance with respect to helping you reach your dream. I enjoyed myself, and the experience I had is something I will forever remember. And I want to encourage students to actually look out for programs within the Faculty of Food and Agriculture and send application, because of course if you have the desire to advance your academic career, the University of the West Indies is a place to be because it is one of the best, and Faculty of Food and Agriculture have mentors that will help you reach your dream. And as you make the decision, I want to wish you all the best. Thank you.
And we have one more testimonial that we would love to share with you all. And don't forget to keep putting your questions in the chat. I'm so happy at the responses that we are having and the interaction there. So please continue to put your questions in the chat.
Hey, my name is Hamza Ali, and many people ask me why I did what I did and why I chose the career path that I did. So let's have a little chat, shall we? My journey to postgraduate life actually began at my undergraduate stage. I knew that this was the direction that I wanted to take after being exposed to certain elements of research and seeing not only how applicable it is or how applicable it can be, but the absolute need for it. While I am an all-rounder, having successfully pursued a double major in agricultural technology and environmental and natural resource management at the undergraduate level, a great part of my passion revolved around looking at how livestock were grown and the food sources that we use to feed them. Thanks to a lot of guidance of the faculty, I made up my mind to pursue my Master of Science in Tropical Animal Science and Production, where I ultimately ended up doing a lot of meaningful research that was not only able to help me gain employment in the sector, but it bolstered my ability to expand and refine my entrepreneurial activity with my own company. Agri-Nation. The postgrad life for me was a lot different from my undergraduate life, seeing that there was a lot less of us, but it made us a lot closer as a family. There are a lot of people, a lot of colleagues that I made through my program that, of course, had their own ambitions for research, and we were really able to help each other out and not only grow as students, but as the future leaders of the industry. Even now, when everything has become virtual, the support network that you will build knows no bounds. And there will be difficult times, but the onus is on you as a responsible individual to reach out to your peers, your mentors, and the administrative staff when the need arises. My future plan is to obtain my PhD, to continue working on improving the ways that animals are fed. And it ties into my overall life goal of making food a little more accessible. I encourage you, future leader, to strongly consider taking your academic life to the next level. Pursue any program that aligns with your goals.
Wonderful. If that did not convince you of why the FFA is the faculty of choice, not only for your graduate academic studies, but for your career path, then please visit us so that we can ensure you of same. I noted a number of questions in the chat, and I also noted that we had some interaction, some responses being provided there. But noting the fact that we do have with us a number of key personnel, I think it is only right that we still ensure that they can provide some in-depth responses to some of the key questions that have been asked. So I want to ask a question, and it's a question that was already in the chat, and I will pose it to our colleagues from the bursary pertaining to the cost of our graduate programs. And noting the changes that we have in GATE, if you could provide some amount of explanation pertaining to the various costs attached to graduate studies, such that our participants could better understand the overall cost. Mr. Kalu, if you feel you are up to it, you can provide us with some response. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Eudoxy. Forgive me if I am unable to share my video. I am using a device that doesn't allow me to do that. So I apologize for that, but I'm sure you can hear me loud and clear.
Oh, yes, we can. Thank you.
Great, excellent. Yeah, so I responded to a question in the chat about the cost of the graduate postgrad programs at the FFA, and I'm happy to say that our fees are extremely reasonable. I will share the fee booklet in the chat, but anybody can actually Google it. If you Google UWI fee booklet, postgrad fee booklet, it will come up for 2020-2021. And on page 10 and 11 of that booklet, you'll find the fees for our postgrad programs at the FFA. The majority of our postgrad programs at the FFA are reasonably priced in terms of, we're talking here, as low as $1,475, that's $1,475 per semester part-time, and $2,950 per semester full-time. Now, those prices are, those fees are extremely reasonable, and I know that even in these difficult times, students might be able to afford that. Saying that, unfortunately, from the GATE perspective, the GATE office has discontinued funding, GATE funding for at the postgrad level, effective August 2020. So there's no longer any GATE funding there. But as I said, we have fees that are quite affordable when you really look at it, even in these very difficult financial times. We do have a self-finance program that is a bit more expensive. That's the postgrad diploma or MSc in Agri, Food Safety and Quality Assurance. And we're talking there essentially $8,625 per semester full-time, $4,312 per semester part-time. So again, the fees are quite reasonable. I would encourage all prospective students to apply, if we went through the application process, apply we also, I know my colleagues from Division of Student Services and Development and Financial Advisory are here. They could provide more information about scholarships and bursaries. So we would work with you to help you finance your degree. And don't let the finances deter you from being that game changer and being UWI, BUE. Thank you, Dr. Eudoxie.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kalu. Just a follow-up. There was a question that asked whether or not fees are expected to change in the upcoming academic year.
Good question. The fee booklet for 2021-2022 will be published shortly. We do not expect any significant changes in those fees for the upcoming academic year.
Thank you so very much for that clarification. And I want to note something very important from your discourse. The benefit of action students versus the cost of inaction. So just bear that in mind. It's a terminology used significantly in disaster management, but it has application in that there is a benefit if you do act, even if there is a cost. But there's probably even a greater cost if you don't act and recognize the importance of being a game changer and moving you to the next level in your career development. Thank you so very much for that contribution. So I want to ask a question to our colleagues at Admissions Graduate Studies pertaining to registration. So there was a couple of questions in there, and one that came up particularly was whether or not there is a difference in applying for a PhD program from an MSc versus an MPhil. And I just want to add a second part to that question pertaining to students who wish to register for an MPhil. If they don't meet the minimum GPA requirement of 3, is there alternatives or options for them to still get into an MPhil program with a lower GPA than the minimum? So Ms. Barb or Senior Assistant Registrar, your response would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, I'll take it. I noticed Chanel answered and she responded to the question in the live chat, sorry. There is no difference when you apply for an MPhil or PhD, as Chanel explained. It's the same process. You still have to send a research proposal. You still have to satisfy the same requirements that we have indicated for an MPhil and for PhD. Remember, for an MPhil, you can have a first degree or you can have a master's. For a PhD, you must have a master's degree. And that master's can be an MPhil or it can be a taught master's. Both of them, of course, the MPhil is a research degree, and therefore it's, once you've done that and you've applied for PhD, it's easy for you now to get into the PhD. If you have a taught master's degree, they would be looking to see the section, there's normally a research project attached to a taught master's degree. So they're looking to see how you would have performed at the MSc level in your research project. The other question is whether or not you can get into an MPhil without having satisfied the GPA requirement. Is that a question?
That is correct.
Right. There are times when a student may not satisfy the GPA requirement for an MPhil. What that department would do when they're processing that application and looking at your research proposal, they may look at your transcript to determine, to see how you performed in the relevant courses during your undergraduate degree. If they think that is, if you do have relevant courses at the undergraduate degree, if they see that you have potential, they may offer you a qualifying entry. So qualifying means that you have not fully satisfied all the course, at least the course requirements for entry, and therefore they would indicate what particular courses you will now need to be successful at before being given a firm offer. Most times the qualifying courses will be undergraduate courses. you must also remember that for a qualifying student, you're required to pass all your courses at the first attempt for you to be able to be given a firm offer. Again, however, if let's say you're given 4 qualifying courses and you got A's in 3 of them and you failed 1, there can be some leniency and you can be allowed perhaps to either resit that failed exam, or you may be allowed to come into the program and carry that course with you. So we try in every which way to accommodate a student into the program. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Senior Assistant Registrar, for that clarification. Participants, particularly our potential students, we are asking that there is a registration form that has now been posted in the chat. If you have not, can you please download and complete the registration form such that we may have some amount of some opportunity for further communication with you to ascertain your interest and help you through your graduate study as well as your potential career path. I want to now ask a question, and I beg your indulgence as well. I know we're supposed to stop at 5 p.m. and I'll just ask for your permission such that we could extend our time to about 10 minutes past and no later than that. There was some discussion in the chat with regards to 2 things. One, the process of upgrading from an MPhil to a PhD. And again, I'll probably ask our colleagues from graduate studies. And 2, I want to ask probably our colleagues from the various departments the differences between their MSc programs and their MPhil programs. So probably I will ask our Senior Assistant Registrar just to go through that process for us and then revert to our department heads for some comment on that.
Okay. Many people come in at the MPhil level and they leave at the PhD level, the PhD. So how is that done? So there's something called an upgrade from MPhil to PhD. A student who's in an MPhil program, as a part-time student, you have up to, let's say, within 5 years, not within 5, within 3 years, you're allowed to apply for an upgrade to a PhD. If you're full-time, MPhil, after 1 year, to apply for an upgrade, a PhD. However, one of the things you will need to know is that it's not automatic and it's not a simple thing. Your supervisor must support your application for upgrade to a PhD. Support in the sense that he or she would have been working with you on your write-up of your thesis. He or she would have been working with you on your research, and therefore your supervisor would be one of the best persons to judge whether your work is of such quality that it can be upgraded to a PhD, degree. Once he or she is convinced that your work is of that quality, you will be required to write a formal letter seeking to upgrade to the PhD. You will write that letter to Graduate Studies and Research. Must be copied to your supervisor and to the head of department. Those 2 people have to agree and be supportive of your upgrade to a PhD, to at least face an upgrade seminar. And so it would come to Graduate Studies and Research. We would see the support from the department, supervisor and HOD. We would then pass it to the chair for approval. Of course, we have to check to make sure that you're within the time limits for your upgrade to the PhD. And once the chair of Graduate Studies agrees with your department, then we nominate we get nominations for an upgrade assessment committee. You're invited to present. And of course, there are guidelines for what you need to present at that upgrade assessment seminar. Having done your upgrade assessment seminar, there are certain results. Result can be no, you will not be able to upgrade at this point, or they would prefer that you submit at the MPhil level. The other decision can be, there is potential here, but you need to do a few more changes, and you may be asked to present again. Or it may be that your presentation has been great, and so we support your upgrade and we recommend your upgrade, and that would go to the chair. It would also go to the PVC, Graduate Studies and Research, for him to approve that upgrade. And once that approval is received from the chair, you then get a letter from us approving your upgrade to PhD. And so that is the process in a nutshell. And one of the other things, that's all right. One of the other things you will note, once you get an upgrade to PhD, your registration for the PhD will not be considered from the actual of your registration as an MPhil. So if you came in as an MPhil in 2018, 2019, you got your upgrade 2020, 21 to PhD, we will begin to count you again from 2018, 2019 for the submission date for your PhD. Okay? So that's in a nutshell.
Wonderful. Thanks for that clarification, Senior Assistant Registrar. I just want to now quickly revert to the departments, and I'll call on the heads of departments individually just to tell us a little bit about the distinction between MPhils and MScs within their own departments. As you would have noticed in the Deputy Dean's presentation, students can do either or in some instances in various departments. So I will call on Dr. Hutchinson from the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension to just say a few words on that distinction there in terms of clarifying for students.
Thank you, Dr. Doxy. Well, as I put in the chat, I just want people to be aware that the main difference between your MScs and the MPhils and the PhDs is that the MScs are primarily taught courses. So essentially you will have about 8 courses that you do over 2 years, if it's a 2-year program. And of course, with taught courses, you have to attend lectures or discussions or tutorials, and you can also engage in self-study. But most of the degree is that kind of interaction. You might have one course which requires you to do a research component, and that could be about 12 credits or 8 credits, depending on the program you choose. So it is more, for some people, they like that approach of just being able to review content and do a lot of reading. And if that is what you like, that is good for you. Others who want to do more in-depth study would prefer now a research degree like an MPhil or PhD, because that's when you spend more time on a particular topic. So let's say you're really passionate about understanding how to make money in the food distribution sector. You need to understand who the players are, what their risks are, what their role is. Then that will take a lot more time than just a single course. So in that case, you might choose an MPhil or PhD. So it really is about how much research you're doing, and also as well your ability to work in that research environment and be self-motivated to carry research from beginning to end. Thanks a lot, Dr. Yoxi.
Thank you so very much, Head. And can I invite Dr. Woodhira to just share his thoughts on that, particularly with regards to the programs available in the Department of Food Production.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eudoxie, and other colleagues and prospective students. With respect to MScs, MPhils, and PhDs, of course, what I want to share will not be very different from what Dr. Hutchinson has said. So essentially, in the Department of Food Production, our MScs are taught degrees. So you do a number of courses, and at the end of the day, you have a research component where you do a project and you graduate with your MSc. But the MPhil and the PhD, those are research degrees. So in the MPhil, you will be required to complete at least 6 credits of courses. So you'll be required to do courses, to have 6 credits in courses, some compulsory courses that you will be required to do. I think in our own case, we have statistics. We also have the research methodology courses that you have to complete in order to, before you start your research or as you're doing your MPhil research. Of course, the PhD, you have to complete up to 9 credits of courses apart from your research. But those 2 degrees are essentially research degrees, unlike the MSc. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Woodivira. And as I move on to Dr. Farik, I noted very keenly that we don't have a taught master's program to the Department of Geography. And as such, I would ask Dr. Farik probably to explain the nature or the reasons behind probably the differences for them in having MPhils and PhDs, research MSc programs, graduate programs versus a taught graduate program. Dr. Farik?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're hearing me.
Oh, yes, we are.
You hear me okay? Right, so thanks a lot, Dr. Eudoxie, just for the intro. So something I can just add is that we hope by next year, actually, that we too will be able to be promoting an MSc of our own. So it's something that's currently under development in the department. So, just a little bit of a teaser for people who would be interested, perhaps coming next year, to pursue an MSc in our department. But regarding the postgraduate degrees, as what was mentioned before, we do have an MPhil in geography and a PhD in geography. And again, those are research degrees. And typically when students come to the department, what we normally ask is, for students to contact the staff members in the department. So although we offer, quite a range we have a range of research topics, the research that a lot of students do for an MPhil or a PhD tends to be focused around the research of their supervisor. So I can give you an example. For instance, I'm a hydrologist. So my students would be doing a lot more work in hydrology and water resources. So the research programs are actually really excellent programs in terms of developing a lot of the soft skills that you can learn and take with you when you complete. And those types of soft skills are things that a lot of employers are looking for. So I mean, you develop your writing skills, your presentation skills, time management. Aspects of an MPhil and a PhD often involve budgeting for your field work or your lab work. So it involves a lot of additional skills and what we call soft skills that are quite applicable for the workplace. And then again, the MPhils and the PhD also allows you to start to focus in a specialized area. So I think for a lot of people who do very broad undergraduate degrees, so geography is a good example of a broad undergraduate degree. The MPhils and subsequently the PhDs really allow you to focus and specialize in an area, and a lot of times an area that you're quite passionate about and you really want to get a greater understanding for. And a lot of the topics can be selected, locally. So if you're in Trinidad, or regional students, so not only in geography, but in other departments in the faculty, students do collaborative research projects across different parts of the Caribbean. So it's a really good option for students to also think about. So I hope I've answered the question, Dr. Doxy.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Farrakhan. I think that you have done so impeccably. I just want to note that we have again surpassed the time agreed upon, so I would not proceed any further, but to just ask one last clarification, and I'm going to call on Mr. Kalu one last time, just to, and I know that I want to indicate that Mr. Kalu did put the link to our postgraduate fees booklet in our chat, but to just clarify whether or not there are differences in the fees per semester between taught masters and research masters programs.
Thank you, Dr. Doxy. Taught masters research programs, they essentially, in terms of fees, I know that academically it's different, but in terms of fees, it's not. So the fees that I quoted previously will still apply to those particular programs. Again, it depends on whether they're part-time, full-time, and we're not referring to the self-financing program that I mentioned before. That's a different fee. That's a little bit more expensive, but typically you're talking about the $14.75 per semester part-time, $29.50 per semester full-time.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kalu. Participants, thank you for your time. I want to acknowledge our panel that has responded to several questions in the chat. So I extend our thanks to those who have provided our participants with responses. I do know that if you have any further questions, concerns, comments, you may reach us at the faculty and we will be happy to engage you further. We are always available and, as you would note, supported by our sister departments within the university to ensure that your process is one that is memorable and one that will ensure that you reach your overall outcome. So with that said, I want to pass back on to our Dean for some closing remarks. Dean Gampat.
Thank you, Dr. Doxy. So in closing, I'm sure all of you all would agree with me that the FFA, the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, has the widest range of exciting programs across the entire campus. I don't think in any faculty you will find such a broad range of programs available for you. They're exciting, they're useful, they're timely, they're relevant, and a number of other words, descriptive words could apply to them. So I just want to remind you, like I said in the beginning, of Albert Einstein's words: in every crisis, there's a great opportunity. And you know, I'm always heartened by all those prisoners who go in prison for a period of time. And they come out with 8 CXCs, 2 K, or some even degrees. You know what they did? They turned that crisis into an opportunity. They took a bad and they made it into good. This COVID-19 and this time that we are in of restrictions is an excellent time to upgrade your skills and your knowledge. And you can do it at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. We have made it very easy for you. You just have to sign up. You just have to register and take this downtime to your eternal benefit. I want to thank all the students who came on here today in a very special way to show your interest. I want to ask you to share this, all that you have heard today, with other prospective students, all your friends, your colleagues. Get on all your social media and share this. Go to the Faculty Food and Agriculture website on Monday. By Monday, we'll be republishing our websites, a new and vastly improved website. You will like it. All these videos that you saw today will be up there. You'll get lots of relevant information, new, timely, and everything. So direct them to the Faculty of Food and Agriculture website and let's share this around. Let's get all our colleagues. Let's have a passion for building Caribbean agriculture, and all of us join up to build our human resource capacity. I want to thank also the people from Graduate Studies and Research, our great partners in this. There's Deborah Charles Smythe, I see Vanessa Duncan, I see Chanel Babb. Thank you all for your tremendous support and the questions you answer. The people from Bergerie, Mr. Kalu, I see you appeared, but I see Ms. Carolyn Gooding, who's taken over from you. She's sitting there quietly. I think we'll see her face next time, Carolyn. And to all our heads of departments, staff of the faculty, all the lecturers and all the support staff, I want to thank you all very much for putting together this. Dr. Isaac, in a very special way for this, and for Dr. Doxy for hosting it. My last words to you, do not vacillate. Register now. It's an investment in your future and an investment for food. Thank you.
Thank you all. I'm looking forward to having all of you at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. Take care, bye-bye, and please remain safe, everyone.